Hello everybody, my name is Cassidy Taylor and my article is titled Travis Decker's Mental Health Spiral Did His Breakdown Lead to the Murder of His Daughters? This article is from the Economic Times and was published on September 18th, 2025. This article focus is on Travis Decker and the mental state and signs he showed prior to the murders of his three daughters. After the murder of his three daughters, Decker was declared a missing person 3 months after his remains were found. His declining mental health spiral has come to the spotlight. In 2024, Decker and his ex-wife Whitney Decker got a divorce, as she stated the reason being his mental instability. And reports showed that Whitney wrote in the divorce filing about emotional and mental health issues he was experiencing, and her ultimate decision rooted in how much it was affecting their daughters during this time. After their divorce, a parenting plan was implemented that Travis had to undergo mental health treatment and attend a domestic violence anger management counseling, which he refused to do so. Whitney had also stated to the authorities that he had neglected his parental duties towards his children, and he has a long-term emotional and physical problem that gets in the way with his ability to parent. Overall, Whitney made it clear that she was concerned for their daughters because of this continuous actions made by Travis, and he was not in a stable living environment. He was currently homeless or living in campgrounds, and the affidavit also shows that Travis's behavior moments leading up to the killing. He had been cited for driving without a license and had previously been involved in a car crash. Although Whitney denied any claims that there was domestic abuse during the relationship, she did reveal that towards the end of their marriage, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and at times he would leave without any explanation, or he would wake up screaming in the middle of the night. She also told authorities that she believed he was not taking his prescribed medication at the time. With all this information, there were so many signs leading up to the murders that should have been taken more seriously. This relates to chapter 3 of our textbooks. It begins talking about how mass murders and how they are often the results of mental illness. They don't just go crazy or all of a sudden snap, but it's usually the results of a long trail of signals and signs that are either not recognized or that are simply overlooked. I think that there is a major similarity in this case to that. Obviously, this is a family case versus like a mass murder, like a school shooting, but it's very similar in these. They were both warning signs for the murders. However, something else very important this book talks about is how majority of people who are mentally ill are not violent. So it makes it hard to predict when someone will become a violent person. Which is a major reason that all this is overlooked. In chapter 3, page 92 on the textbook, it defines mental illness and mental disorder as a medical condition that interferes with a person's ability to function on a day-to-day basis. And this is the best way to predict who may become violent in these cases, are those who have past violent or criminal behavior. Although you can't predict who can be violent, certain individuals may be more susceptible to acting in violent ways. Overall, this case with Travis Decker, it does show that things can happen when mental health illnesses are not taken seriously. There were many warning signs and nothing was put into place to prevent something like this from happening. While it is clear that most people with mental illnesses are not violent, when there are signs and they are ignored, it can lead to tragic outcomes. I think it is so important to provide support for those people who are going through mental health issues to prevent situations like this from happening in the future.